Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the main event. You're here with me, Daniel.
And Aaron.
And Nathan. Nathan, good to have you back.
Again.
How you doing, mate?
I'm good, mate.
Good. So, Matchday 2's over and done with. It's been a bit of a...
Just the
an odd
Tuesday.
one. It's an odd one, isn't it? I think some people are going to be delighted. Some people are going to be cursing themselves for certain picks. I'm in a bit of a mixed bag. We're just getting some man of the matches come through now as well, which I'm not too sure. But yeah, we'll just have to go through. Without giving anything away, fellas, how are you feeling, Nathan? How are you feeling, first of all, based on tonight's points so far?
Positive.
Good.
Rarely thought I'd say that, but I'm actually quite positive with tonight's results.
Aaron, is yours a positive night?
Yeah. I think it's just same as last time. Other side of some 50-50s, but overall, pretty good. Pretty good so far.
Did you use chips?
Yeah.
I used my wild card.
Nathan, what did you use?
I used Limitless.
So we've already got Limitless versus regular wildcard beef. Happy days. It's what we want to see. So, did any of you watch any games tonight? What did you manage to watch?
I had Barca Bayern on.
Okay. Aaron?
I didn't see any of the 8 o'clock games, but I watched the Tottenham Sporting game.
Did you not manage to watch them because your wife was giving birth?
No, still no baby.
Still no baby.
But no, it was just because I had a break in clients at that time. So
it's gonna be when the Milan game's on, isn't it? And he's just going to shout Forza Milan as the baby comes out.
Do you know the gender, Aaron?
Girl.
So you can't name her after any Milan players unless you've got any.
I'm just thinking through the Milan.
I'm trying to think as well.
Olivia Giroud instead of
Oh, that's nice.
That's actually not bad.
Olivia Giroud graded.
Giroud graded. GG.
Yes. Or GG. Yes, please. Can we get a petition going? Also, if anyone's on Twitter, get some suggestions on Aaron's baby girl name, football, particularly AC Milan related names. Paula instead of Paolo Maldini.
Gen C's middle name's Olivia, so I might not be able to do Giroud, but any others.
No, Giroud.
I won't be able to. I'm just seeing what some of the player of the matches come through, and I'm furious. Let's jump in then. Come on, Aaron. We'll start with the early games. You watched, did you say Sport and Spurs?
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't catch this one. I was at a work event. So you let us know all about that.
So I think it was very interesting in terms of the English commentary. I thought it was a very balanced game, to be fair, but all the headlines is that Sporting stole the win and didn't deserve the win and stuff like that. I think Sporting looked very good, very comfortable, managed to deal with the intensity of Spurs as the match went on. I think that not changing the wing backs led to the Sporting goals. But normally that's a go-to for Antonio Conte. And I just think that Emerson is going to be hanging his head in shame, to be honest.
I saw the video of that cross.
Yes.
That second goal when he's got megged. He's had him on toast, hasn't he?
Yeah, 100%. So and normally he's substituted off. So I don't mean to give a spoiler alert for my team, but he was in part of my wild card because I thought he would be able to bank a clean sheet and get subbed off early.
If only. I mean, I've managed that with another player tonight.
So unfortunately, Conte the one time he doesn't do it. Very interesting that, again, it kind of falls into that narrative that he doesn't do well in Europe, which, I mean, I've banged that drum for ages, but surely, I don't know if this is a mix of Conte or Spurs or just everything is kind of coming together and it's just one big, just impossible task that Spurs will not be Spursy and Conte will not be Conte in Europe.
Spurs
will not be Conte. So close. So close.
But overall, the goals, I do think Sporting looked really good. Gonçalves just
baller.
Not amongst the goals, but looked very, very dangerous. Yeah, he did.
Matt Edwards looked quite good as well.
Yeah.
Yes, and there was a goal. There was a few good attacking plays in the first half where the only thing that was missing was the finish. Sporting definitely looked the more dangerous side. So overall, it was a good game, though.
How did Son play? Out of curiosity.
Very frustrating. I don't know what's up with Son. He was substituted off for Kulusevski about just after the hour, I think, if I remember correctly.
That seems like the usual sub at the moment as well. It seems like Son comes off and Kulusevski
just seems to be letting the doesn't seem dangerous. 72 minutes he was substituted off.
I feel like
but
I
forgot he was there.
And Kulusevski on the right. I just feel like, why is that not the starting lineup at the minute?
Yeah, and I just sometimes I forgot Son was there, which is not like him. So, and I've just read there the commentary said Son, who's had a very quiet night. So,
so far. So, do we have any players from this game? You mentioned
Son and Perisic.
You had Son and Perisic. That was a good one then. How many you get for them combined? 5 points.
6.
6 points. Are you taking both of them out? Just one of them out?
Both.
Okay. Aaron, do you have anyone other than Emerson Royal?
Nope. Just Emerson. I was very close to putting in the Sporting keeper to try and save money. If I had have, Dumfries would have been in my team. But very painful. Oh, we need to say hello to some people. I didn't realize there was a few comments.
Come on, Aaron. Hello, Lunatic.
Come on.
Every week. Lovely to see you.
We'll seem rude.
Porto had a mayor, yes. I definitely didn't double defence. Hi, Nick. Lovely burn on Aaron earlier on. So good.
Just wait. Celtic clean sheet coming tomorrow.
There we go. It's not that. It's your Willie Orban shout. Is that his name?
Okay,
Willie
yeah, that's true.
Willie Orban.
Hashtag don't get Leipzig defender. So, honestly, I can't even remember what the other early kickoff was now. It was
Pilsen in the first half.
Inter Plzeň, that's it, wasn't it? Yeah. How can I possibly forget the psychological damage that Denzel Dumfries has done to me and my team? So, yeah, basically was said. That'd be good. Basically was said Dumfries and Gosens were probably the best picks, but didn't think Lautaro Martinez might start. Martinez didn't. Dzeko just doesn't disappoint, does he? Goal and an assist. Again, great, lovely finish. Dumfries with a goal, clean sheet. Any of the other Inter defenders got a clean sheet, so you've got something there. And Brozovic, player of the match.
He was one of the players that I highlighted before, saying Brozovic would potentially be a good shout. It's just whether we could fit him in, because especially people are limitless. Why would you bring in a defensive midfielder?
Yeah,
he got a lot of ball recoveries, didn't he?
I don't know the exact number of points he got yet, but
yeah. I think
I've not seen anyone with him in their team yet.
The red card again has definitely had an effect. I'm not for 1 second suggesting that I weren't at any point not comfortable in the game, but I just think obviously down to 10 men does not help when you're playing against those attacking fullbacks, because he was just all alone, wasn't he, Dumfries? He was up front half the game. First touch, but as it happens, it sort of created a bit of an angle, and he's put it in the bottom corner. I think Denzel Dumfries is one of two players tonight that I think the limitless wildcarders are going to have benefited from. I do think lots of people would have had him on a normal wildcard because they would have looked at this fixture and yes, I want him. I didn't go for him because I don't like the next two against Barcelona. And I just think a wildcard is for 4 weeks, not just for one. So yeah, I didn't. And then obviously towards the end, Brozovic is the new Casemiro. Exactly what I said, I think, in our group chat as well. He's absolutely the new Casemiro. Because he can't get a goal. Not very often, but he can get one. It's not like one of these players where he just never gets a chance.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think obviously Inter have proved okay. I suppose where I've got to sort of put my own head with wildcard is, do I think other teams can score more against Plzeň, like Bayern Munich, who've scored the same amount against Barcelona? Yes, I do think they can. So, yeah, I'm not too distressed, but Dumfries with an absolute haul. Thankfully, Brozovic got the player of the match. So did Dumfries finish on 12 points?
Yes, because Argon was captain.
So Nathan, are you going to swap him? Are you going to put it on Mbappe? Haaland?
I'm tempted, but I don't know.
Don't do it.
I was tempted, but I just think, what if they don't return? Then I've just lost it.
Yeah, Mbappe needs to get a brace.
Yeah,
he needs more than that.
But I imagine if he gets a brace, he'll get player of the match. So that'll be
wouldn't trust the
Messi player of the match would probably be. Yeah.
So he needs a goal and a player of the match
to
match these 12. Like
I think he's just going to stay.
But Messi could score a hat trick and Mbappe do nothing. Neymar could score a hat trick, Mbappe do nothing.
That'd be fine.
If I had Dumfries as captain, I would not change it.
Yeah, I think Dumfries will stay as captain.
Yeah, definitely not. And even if Mbappe does outscore him, like the risk that you could lose versus how much you'll reward off it is just not worth it. Like, how many points are you expecting to gain? So, yeah, no, I'd say that's an avoid. Just stick with them.
Yeah.
Take happy days. Aaron, did you have any Inter players in your wild card?
Yes, I had Gersons because that's all I could afford. So, yeah, he got not even one ball recovery at all. So that's a shame.
I had Onana in goal as well.
So you got 18 points total. 12.
Yeah.
Oh, 24 you would have got off
24 captain, so 30 points.
30 points off them two players. That's a green arrow for you this week, isn't it? I
would love it if it is, definitely.
Yeah. Any more players?
Yeah, you've got a green arrow.
I won't have a green arrow. I know that. But I'm not bothered.
Depends that done you.
Tomorrow anyway. I'm happy with the players that I've got, to be fair. Yeah. So we'll move on to some of the later fixtures. We will talk now about. We may as well talk about the Bayern versus Barca.
Sorry, I don't know why that came up. Technically, right?
So
I just started reading it.
This was a game of two halves. Bayern were pretty dreadful in the first half. I think Musiala's got player of the match. That's definitely because of his second half performance. Because I think so.
Yeah.
He couldn't pass a ball in the first half. He was excellent in the second half, but you couldn't pass a ball at all. I thought Pedri was outstanding in the first half for Barcelona and Araujo. I thought those two were particular standouts. Barcelona were. I
thought Gavi done quite well as well.
Gavi did well. They just generally did really well. High press, made like forced Bayern into lots of errors. Mane was the worst player on the pitch throughout. Yeah. And then obviously, I think Lever should have scored. Obviously, he's missed a sitter for his standards. Yeah. And yeah, I think Bayern were probably lucky to go in 0-0 at half time. From the kickoff, Meccano gives the ball straight back to them. You think, oh, what's going on here? But the substitution changed the game massively. I don't know what. I know Sabitzer worked with Julian Nagelsmann at Leipzig, so I think there might be some loyalty there. But the fact that he gets a game in centre mid ahead of either Goretzka or Gravenberch is like mind blown to me. absolutely mind-blowing when he's comfortably the weakest of the three.
Goretzka came on and it changed the game completely.
Totally changed the game. Like, they just gained all control of the game as soon as he came in.
I think Mazraoui handled himself well coming on like early in the game as well.
Mazraoui,
it's a bit more pace there, isn't it?
He made a couple of tackles in that first half that were game-winning tackles. He was absolutely outstanding, Mazraoui. So
same with Upamecano second half. So Upamecano made some absolute game-winning tackles in that second half. It's like probably one of the best games I've seen him play.
Yeah, I thought he played really well in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Hernandez, proven why he's the best French defender in the world. Not just with his goal, but I thought his all-round play was excellent.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Kim, I mean, it's one of those things where I think, why I don't know about Limitless. Did many people with Limitless get Sané in? Or did they go Mane?
Sané.
Because I think a lot of people would have went Mane, thinking, oh, he's out of position, takes pens, but he's been the worst of the attacking players this season for Bayern Munich, which is why I kind of didn't want anything to do with him. Hi, Lewis. So I don't know if anyone went with Gnabry. I think the toss-up for everyone was Musiala, Sané, and Kimmich. I think they were the three players that everyone sort of had to tussle between.
Mm-hmm.
In ball return, Kimmich's got his assist plus. I think he got a couple of ball recoveries, but then also got booked. Musiala's got an assist and player of the match. Sané's got a goal, and at the minute, I don't know if it'll stick. We know what the game's like. He's on 2 ball recovery points, is what I saw just before we came on here. Like I say, I don't know if that's still a thing.
1 point, 5 balls recovered apparently.
Yeah, so they've taken one off him. Classic UEFA gaming hub. So how many points did Musiala finish on? And how many did Sané finish on?
Sané finished on 9.
Musiala 10.
Think so.
On 9 as well.
I haven't got Musiala. I'll check yours. Musiala. Right there.
It's hard because you have to try and find, until the teams update, you have to try and find someone's team with them in.
That's what I'm doing.
If anyone's watching who had Musiala in the team, let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat.
But either way, they all did well. So I don't think there was anything to be gained from Bayern. But also, if you didn't go with one of those players on your Limitless, I think you've lost out. So I think that one's. And then also, if you've wildcarded and you've got one of those Bayern mids, and now you've got them for Plzeň in the next game or game after, depending on when you want to Limitless. I think that's a win for the wildcard lot. Maybe not quite as big as a win as having Dumfries for the Limitless team, but I think it makes it a little bit. That really saved the wildcard lot as well as maybe a couple of other players. So FPL man is who? Yes, he is. Yes, he is. I mean, we've said that that he was the worst option anyway. I think on our spaces, Lewis. The reason why you may possibly go for him is he's the one that's fully nailed, but I think Sané is with Coleman out anyway. Ronaldo at wing back was a blessing, definitely. We'll talk about that shortly. But did George definitely stick.
Yeah.
Don't do a Nathan and consider changing.
Well, he twisted last week, George.
He did.
Yeah,
he twisted Haaland, remember?
Well, follow George.
He twisted.
No, from Haaland to Lauer.
Yeah.
Right.
But no, I think I didn't get to see this match, but all I heard from the kind of half-time roundup, like kind of round table of commentators, was that Lewandowski missed a hatful of chances.
Yeah.
And that Bayern Munich, Barcelona looked a stronger team, kind of what you were saying. But
Bayern
definitely in terms of the wild card lot, they're also quite hard to get to. So for those who have limit list, trying to move the funds around to get more of these Bayern Munich players in, I think it will cause people to wildcard in Matchday 3. I'm sure that's the plan for a lot of people anyways.
It is for me.
People that are wildcarding this week are wildcarding next week anyway. So they're going to get them in. There will be
and there'll be a couple of price rises. So
hopefully Sané
No, not hopefully Sané. Not
Um,
hopefully Sané. I need him
So
in the team.
who had who from this game then, Nathan? Who do you have from this game?
I only had Sané.
Pedri missed 2 big chances, yeah, one off the post.
Yeah, yeah.
Lever would have got the assist, and I know a few people went with Lewandowski. So Lever blank is a win, massive win, because some people went with him as a differential. Aaron, who do you have?
I didn't have anyone from this game.
I had Sané. It was a toss-up. It was either Sané and Kvaradona or Musiala and Zielinski. And I think I went for the wrong one. I went for Sané and Kvaradona. And I think I made a mistake. But never mind. Can't complain too much. Next game, Ajax v Liverpool. Liverpool getting through by the skin of the teeth with a win. Joel Matip scoring at the death. I haven't seen that goal. I've seen Salah's goal. So Salah's back in the money. And that's a win for Limitless. I don't think anyone without a Limitless chip would have got him. I think if you did have a Limitless and didn't get him, why? He's the most expensive midfielder on the game. He's playing Tuesdays to get all the benefits. And if he's not very good, you just literally sub him out. It's maybe the biggest no-brainer pick of everyone in this round, purely on the basis that he's a Tuesday player. What do you think about Salah 7 points? Keep us sub him. I have Rodrigo, Theo Hernandez, and Hakimi on the bench. I think for a 7-pointer, for me personally, just keep them in.
Just keep them
in. Rodrigo's a forward on the game, isn't he?
No.
Is he not? Is he midfielder?
No, yeah, he's midfielder.
Oh, okay. That's your choice. I'd personally keep the 7-point player, personally. But I suppose the saving grace for us is Kudus. So did anyone have Kudus here or Berghaus?
I had Kudus.
Me too.
I took out the Ajax players and put in Salah and Son. So yeah, Son done me a great favour.
Yeah. So just getting in the price rise, and just the rest of the fixtures look really good. So in terms of wild card, it made a lot of sense to get him in, didn't it?
Yeah, against Napoli, we feel it's going to be a tough game, but I think they can. Obviously, we'll have to see how Rangers do against them as well. Yeah. And equally, obviously, we've seen that Ajax are vulnerable at the back against a good team. I didn't watch the game. I've seen the goals. Kudus' goal was an absolute blinder off the underside of the bar.
So I was listening to the commentary while I was driving home, and it just basically said, Liverpool dominating possession, dominating the chances. The only chance Ajax got, they scored. So that kind of shows their quality, because in the Champions League, against really, really good opposition, you might not get as many chances, but because of that high standard of teams that are in it, when they do get a clear-cut chance, they'll more likely score, unlike kind of league opposition. So overall, I still feel quite positive of Ajax. They almost held on, but I think the rest did Liverpool some good, but also being at Anfield.
Yeah. Ajax, the last couple of times they played Liverpool, don't know if it was last season or the season before, I think it was the season before, lost 1-0 twice to them. So I think it's just one of them where the way Liverpool play, I just don't think it suits Ajax in the game. But again, for having a 5.5 million midfielder, whatever he is, playing up front and scoring, I can't really complain. Obviously, Berghaus got the assist, but he did get booked. I don't think any of the other players for Ajax did anything. Obviously, Jota got the assist for Liverpool. I don't think anyone's got him. So, not bad. I think Salah just getting the one, and people now going, well, should I take him out with 7 points, is a really good position for wildcarders. But at the same time, it's not a bad one for the Limitless lot, because a return's a return at the end of the day. That's good. They'll have more returns than a lot of other people with the sort of random players that scored this week. It obviously could.
I think my biggest win for this match was that I had Tsimikas in my team, but I was trying to upgrade him to Dumfries, couldn't quite do it, but I was like, why don't I just get Gersons in instead? So it was almost Tsimikas and then managed to get the Inter clean sheet instead. So
Yeah, it
happy
was
days.
didn't he?
Yeah, you got the
I didn't even
assist.
see. Did he?
Got the matchup score.
Very
Yeah,
good. So what did I gain? 1 point.
possibly. Yeah.
Lovely.
But I got 2 points for playing, so he's on 5, and I don't know if he got any ball recoveries.
No clue. So who knows? Maybe I didn't.
Can tell you now, my bench has already given me a headache.
You're jumping the gun, Nathan. We're not there yet.
Not there. Let's talk about headaches.
Porto.
Yeah, this
Injury. I mean, this one hurts, lads. I'm not going to lie, it hurts. I had Yuckler last week. He wins a pen. He scores the pen.
Scores the pen.
He gets in it. And all of this to damage. Our Simicast got player of the match as well, Aaron.
Oh, no. Correction.
No, absolute burn. Yeah, so, but all of this to undo my double Porto defence. So I had the Porto goalkeeper and the Porto 4 million defender. So they'll both come out. Who have I got to come on? I think I've got Salzburg's keeper against Chelsea.
Yeah.
Basically, the reason I went with him is because I was confident with Porto's defence tonight. And then I was, against Zag the next 2 games, that actually sorts me out quite nicely as a second keeper for 4.5 million. How it has gone against me. So as long
Graham Potter's Chelsea tomorrow.
As long as Salzburg don't concede 4, or he doesn't get sent off or score an own goal, I'll take. Honestly, I'll take a 2-pointer off him. It'll be better. And yeah, obviously I'll be taking out the Porto defender, which I'm not really lost about. He's a £4 million defender. It is what it is.
Yeah, he's in my regular team. Obviously with me limitless, he just came out, but he's in my regular.
Aaron, how many Porto players did you go for? How many Bruges players?
I had no Bruges. I had the Porto keeper.
I feel particularly dirty because we love Bruges here. Bruges on my board. And I didn't give them
the top of the table.
And they've rocked up and absolutely smashed them 4-0. I know, top of the table. Come on, Bruges. If Bruges get out the group, I'll buy a Bruges top for the podcast, for the round of 16 previews.
Has to have Vanek and Skywalker on the back.
Yeah, Skywalker on the back. In Vanaken's number. Or do you go Yuckler? I don't know. Nah, gotta go Skywalker.
It's gotta be Vanaken.
Yeah. Which is, did anyone see this coming? Like, am I crazy?
No.
Did anyone see this? Skov Olsen again with a goal. Bloody hell. The 2 players that were highlighted, I know that obviously I didn't do much last week. Skov Olsen got an assist, I think, last week. So he's on a goal and assist. Yuckler's on a goal, assist, and penalty win.
Mm-hmm.
Painful. Really painful. But I think
if anything, when I was looking at that game, I think it looked more like before obviously the game I would have said Porto like 2-0 or something.
Me too.
But didn't expect like a 4-0.
I mean, a win's one thing, but a 4-0, that's a battering.
Was it at Porto as well?
Yeah, it's in Portugal. What's crazy about this is that so I heard when they were doing the commentator like merry-go-round, they said that this is the first, if Bruges hold on to the win, this will be the first time that they've beaten Porto since the 1970s.
Hit them since the 1970s?
Quite a few times, actually.
Have they?
Yeah. But it didn't matter back then because that was the second leg and Porto were like 5-0 up in the first leg. But
can I just ask though, what was the score when they said if Bruges hold on to this lead?
It was 1-0 at the time, I think.
That's all right then. I was going to say, because sometimes the commentators can be like, they hold on to a 4-0.
Yeah. Never know with Bruges.
But what's crazy is that Bruges, who were the massive underdogs, beat Porto 4-0. Porto above Sporting, and then Sporting beat Spurs. Like, I love
Threw
the
that group wide open.
I love the Champions League.
So basically, Bruges are the second best team in England, third best team in England.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
take
that.
that.
Next game. Does anyone have any actual assets from any of the games tonight?
No.
I was very tempted to go Atletico Madrid.
No.
But you have, Dan. I've seen your team.
Happy days. So I had a moment of elation this evening after a moment of despair when Bayer Leverkusen scored in the 80 whatever minute to make it 1-0. Yeah, I swore many times. And then I looked at my phone. I don't even know why. I was just checking the subs and I noticed that Reynaldo had been subbed off after 63 minutes, and I've never been more delighted. 7 points.
Clean sheet straight in.
So I was just like, get in. And then when Bayer Leverkusen scored the second, I was like dancing around. Get in.
Simeone is the real MVP.
But anyone else that went with any other Atletico Madrid defenders or the goalkeeper or anything like that, that'll teach you for taking them off. So yeah, 7 points. Cheeky ball recovery point as well. I couldn't be more delighted. So that sort of turned things around. I didn't see the game. Have I seen any of the goals? I've not seen any of the goals. I don't know anything about this game, if I'm being honest.
Same.
Too much going on. Do you know anything about it, Aaron?
No, the only thing that kind of the stats show that is that Leverkusen, it's quite typical with their Bundesliga form, tons and tons of shots. So they had 18 shots, only 5 on target. Atletico Madrid had the more possession, but only had 3 shots on target. So it just seemed a bit of like a wasteful game. But Leverkusen were able to take their chances in the end, quite close together, and kind of like Atletico Madrid do when their heads are down, they like absolutely collapse. But thankfully, no red cards.
That's the biggest take from the game. Not a single red card. There's always a review though in the group stages, so you never know.
I'm looking at the timeline. I'm looking at the timeline to see how many yellow cards were given after the goals. Surprisingly, none as well. So
love a kick-off goal. So we'll go on to Marseille versus Eintracht Frankfurt, which was 1-0 to Frankfurt, I believe it ended. They had a goal disallowed as well. The goal that they conceded, Marseille, was shocking. Like one mistake where they've just given them the ball, and then another bit of lazy defending. The assist was by the Marseille defender,
Eric Bailly.
And then
what a brilliant defender.
It was awful all around. Puts it away. And yeah, I mean, that's the measures. Like one mistake, and we don't have a clean sheet point for four clean sheet points for a 4 million defender. Instead, staring down the barrel of, was he on 3? I actually took a captaincy punt on this week. I'm glad I did because I don't have a headache. If I went for Sané, I'd have such a headache right now on 9 points. I don't have that headache. He'll get moved to Mbappe, probably. I am a little bit at a loss with this group because Marseille were looking good. Frankfurt weren't looking good. Obviously, Sporting have beat Tottenham. I just feel like this group's just so up in the air.
Yeah.
And that perhaps my original prediction wasn't too far off that Sporting would win the group. And that I shouldn't have changed my mind. But that would be very chance of it, really. That'd be very Martin Keown of me. So
we'll 0 goals against for Sporting so far. 4.5 million goalkeeper. I think we have to take a look at him, to be fair.
I don't disagree at all.
Yeah, I agree.
I think as far as the transfer goes, that's not looking like a bad one. For who they got next week? Have they got Marseille?
Yeah, I think they've got back-to-back Marseille.
Yeah, that is not a terrible idea. The only issue is that, so you to replace Costa with, and then you get an extra 0.5 as well, because I think he's 5 million.
correct.
and up against Leverkusen, who
And you could get I think you'll be the goalkeeper on the most points. So he
Probably.
could be getting a price rise, 4.6 or 4.7.
yes, I think that's a good
Heard it
idea.
here first, guys.
I am going to potentially make that move. The only issue is obviously if I did that, I might actually have to take a hit, which is not something I want to do. So it depends on how
Not for
well.
a goalkeeper.
Yeah, not at all. Especially when you get two bites at the cherry. And to be fair, actually no, because I've got Cone. Sporting Bruges look solid. Both 5 goals for and 0 assist. My team is stuck in Bruges. Nice.
And then
Yuck
just
Lads,
last few
MVP.
comments on Bruges.
You got another 3 points, Yuck Lads, and you forget player of the match. Oh, you make me sick. Have I missed any games out?
No, that's it.
That's the
That's
one.
all the games.
Solden, The Damage, Nathan. In fact, we'll start with Aaron, actually. Aaron, how many players did you have on your wildcard play?
4.
Right,
And
again?
And I finished with 24 points.
24
I had
points.
I had Gersons as captain.
You had Gersons, Simicas.
No, I didn't have Simicas.
you
I
did
had Emerson. No, because it went from Simicas to Gersons.
Gersons.
Yeah, you done the change.
Oh no, I had 5 players. Sorry. So Kudus, 7. I can actually just bring my team up. I'll do that now. So I had Kudus with 7. Share screen. Hopefully this works. Can you see that?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Yes.
Yep. Yes. Say something now.
I mean,
cool. So
Very blurred.
Kudus is 7, Gerson's 12, Emerson 1, Tavares 3, and Costa 1. So that is me on 24 points so far.
I actually have to get right in. So are you going to change your captain, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not going any closer to the screen because it hurts.
Can you not see it that well?
Nah.
I can stop sharing.
So you've got to have Tavares come out and the other defender come out. Who are you? So which tomorrow player is not going to get a game for you?
Probably the 4.5 Benfica midfielder.
Team smart.
Florentino.
Got it. Nathan.
Yes.
So you run this. So Aaron, 24 points off your 4 players, averages 6 points per player. However, 2 of them are getting binned off, and you're changing your captaincy. So you will be left with 13 points off 2. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, not that bad. Nathan.
Yeah.
What you got?
52 off 6.
Freaking hell, that's good. But
I've got Onana, Dumfries, captain.
right, so that's right. Yeah.
Salah, Son, Sané. Somehow I've got a headache for the bench.
How you got a headache for your bench? What's your bench and headache?
Vinicius Jr., Hakimi, and Theo Hernandez. At the moment, I've got Son and Perisic coming out. So it'd be Hakimi coming in for Perisic, and then possibly Vinicius for Son. But I was going to bring Theo in, but obviously with Salah and Sané returning, it looks like he might not be getting a game.
And there's no one else that's currently in your team that you would take out for, Theo?
No, because the only other one's Dumfries and he got 24 points. So that ain't happening.
Does that play tomorrow?
KDB. It's KDB, Haaland, Cancelo, Mbappe, and Neymar.
Then. But so how many
Feels
points
thin.
by the time you made your subs?
By the time I've made my subs, take out.
He's down on 6 points.
40. I'll be 46 points.
46 off 4.
Yep.
Quality. Aaron, can you bring my team up? Because I've got no clue. I can sort of go through, I think.
Yeah. I'll go through it. Because
Okay.
I don't know if the quality was very good. I'll try share it again.
I couldn't read it.
It was mostly just 'cause it was small. If you zoomed in, it would have been okay.
Okay.
To be fair, I'm
mean
quite
that.
blind, so
I've got the Porto keeper, who I think got 0 points anyway. So that's just
that's a win.
Yes.
That's a win right there.
It's more so how many points got overall. I got Ronaldo, who had 7 points. Oh, one more? Yes. Nuno Tavares for 6, but he'll be coming out. He'll be subbed off. Carmo for 1, he'll be subbed out. Kudus for 7. Leroy Sané for 9. So basically, Tavares out for Mendes. Costa out for Corn. Oh, I do have a benching headache.
Oh,
Don't I? I do have a benching headache, so it's going to be Carmo then out.
that's
Would you
a
not
tough
take
one.
Tavares out?
Yeah, so I'm going to take Tavares and
Schwed.
Carmo out. So
For
I'm going to take
Mendes.
outfield players out, but I've got 3 on my bench. So Nuno Mendes needs to go in to complete the back 3, and he would be anyway. So I've got to choose Schwed and Kvaradona.
I'd go Schwed.
Yeah, I would do Schwed because so hopefully that stops sharing.
What was that?
So you're on 31.
But I'm going to lose 6. I'm going to lose 7 of those. Is that right?
Yeah.
That's not great.
So I took Cravadonna out my team, despite my thing, because I've looked at the past few matches today while I was on lunch, and he keeps getting substituted around 70 minutes.
Okay.
Right.
And so even though I just didn't like the fact that there's no Napoli fans in the stadium. It's at Rangers. So I thought that Schwed was a better option. So I did Cravadonna as Schwed as my last transfer.
Okay.
Got the price rise to go with it. So because I did that transfer, I would say do Schwed ahead of him, but it's Napoli against Rangers.
I know, but it's
the thing is,
factor.
Rangers have got some rotation as well. McGregor's going to start in goal, so they've got the experience in goal there. Tav might be back, and Morelos looks like he's starting as well. So, bit of a headache there because he's got a point to prove, apparently. Obviously, with all the disciplinary issues he's had.
Yeah. That is a... Comment your thoughts, tweet your thoughts. We are at UCL Fantasy Pod. Nathan's is on there. Nathan Bullock 15. Aaron, you don't want to follow for any reason whatsoever. Aaron, what's your Twitter handle? I was thinking about 84,000 of them because you're a catfish.
At Aaron_Graydon on Twitter.
Champion. Lads, is there anything else to go through?
No.
Everything.
No, other than
Willie Orban.
I guess with my wild card, I don't have Cancelo, which I'm nervous about. So that's like one player that I'm like the most scared of tomorrow.
Aaron.
But I managed to get De Bruyne as a result of not having Cancelo.
I think
so.
De Bruyne.
I don't know. Oh, I'm so nervous about not having Cancelo. Is there any players that you're scared of not having tomorrow, Dan?
All of them.
I've
got 3 big boys up front. I've got Haaland, Neymar, Mbappe. I'm not losing any ground on that, depending on captaincy picks. In midfield, who are the big midfielders people are going for on Limitless?
I've got KDB and Vinicius.
I've got Vinicius anyway. KDB frightens the life out of me on Limitless. People have gone for Kvaradona and Zielinski and stuff like that, which is nice to see.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's anyone to fear too much there. Hakimi scares me. I've got whatever defensive points they're going to get with Mendes as cover, but Hakimi going forward is just a loan to himself.
I've got Hakimi.
Yeah, that's frightening. Nathan, who else you got? Just to jog my memory.
Cancelo, Hakimi.
I've got Cancelo.
The front 3 that you've got, and KDB, and then I've got Theo, but obviously he's not going to play.
He's not going to play.
Not for me.
Oh yeah, for you. All right, I think I'm for the game. Like, ooh,
No. Unless I've read something.
Theo scares me.
Yeah.
But
The
yeah,
Kettler could be a shout tomorrow as well.
I think I finished just 20 points behind all the limitless, which I think I'm probably there or thereabouts, to be honest, when we consider how many people have played. Because I would have only have had 3 players play. And maybe some limitless that may have had 4 or something like that. Because
I think if you look at the with the limiters as well, everyone's probably got that front three of Haaland, Mbappe, and Neymar.
The major benefit for people that have limitless is Dumfries. There is some rumor going on saying that he might be injured. Haven't seen any confirmation yet, but something. Wow!
I don't need that negativity.
Fantastic news. Not for Hakimi.
I think that's from the same person that said All Black was injured.
Oh yeah, it is. That's fine.
Yeah. I mean, All Black tonight, did he? Getting it all wrong. But yeah, Hakimi played probably better news for the defence because he's not as solid as potentially other right backs. Although they've been playing 3 at the back, so who fills in at right wing back? Not too sure.
Yeah, Mendes and Hakimi have been more them just bombing up and down.
Yeah, I'd be delighted if Hakimi doesn't play. Nothing serious. Niggle.
Just one game.
One game. I don't want anything serious. Nothing serious at all. Just a little niggle. Ooh, game. Feeling poorly. Something like that.
COVID.
Yeah. Oh, not COVID. Absolutely COVID, Nathan. Dodgy curry.
Yeah,
something like
Dodgy curries.
something very basic. Not like bread. Anyway, on that very somber note, thanks so much for listening, everyone. We will be back tomorrow night as we recap tomorrow's games. We'll see how the limitless versus wildcard battle continues. Nathan's absolutely smashed it tonight, especially captainers. Captaining a fullback, it's almost like you're listening to us. Congratulations. My fullback captaincy bombed. Never mind. We will see you next time. Enjoy your evening. Bye now.